My name is George Ho. I am the CEO of Mycosativa. We're at 705. And who in here is from Tennessee? Raise your hand. Woo! Okay, good. So I'm going to give you a little bit of background first before I talk about like uncertainties. I mean, all these conferences, all the breakouts you heard before, you heard just litany of uncertainties, okay? But I want you to also concentrate on the opportunities because it's kind of like, you know, the glass. Is it a half full or half empty? I'm from Nashville, Tennessee. I'm a co-packer by nature. We've been doing all different type of nutritional products for over 11 years. I've been going to Expo East and Expo West before, supply side. And I've seen a lot of different type of herbal ingredients come and go. But last year and a half, I've never seen the momentum that CBDs and other cannabinoids had just taken over these huge nutritional shows. And that just gives you perspective of the timing that we're in. It gives you perspective. Now, on top of that, last 5 years, people have been asking me, hey, George, I know you co-pack a lot of nutritional products. I know you do a good job. And I want you to co-pack CBD products. Okay? And my answer's been the same. Now, I wasn't reticent like she was in my last name. My last name is Ho, all right? I don't care if you call it Farming Ho, 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 Merry Christmas, or the Eddie Murphy Ho. It's okay. I was born with it. But, you know, my son, he goes to a little Baptist private school in Seymour, Tennessee, and I just didn't want any trouble for my son. You know, you think about it. Kids are kind of mean these days. I didn't want my son's friends to go to him, hey, your daddy's a hoe and he's a weed dealer. So I just kind of stayed out of CBD, but people just kept asking me. So in Tennessee, you know, it's kind of like your sign. So I got started and co-packing stuff pretty much after the farming bill passed. Now start with, there's a Chinese word, it's called crisis. Wei ji. Now the first word means danger. Wei xin. Second word is 机会, opportunity. So when you combine it, I'm telling you, in every single uncertainty, every single crisis, there's an opportunity. And this is what we see so perfectly in CBD. So you've heard it all throughout the day, all the breakout sessions, right? You heard about uncertainties of regulation, local, federal, international. Right? I mean, things that, you know, makes you cringe and things that maybe, you know, makes you stay up at night. Second, you see supply chain problems, how to get good, consistent biomass that has this similar CBD content, similar THC content, not too hot. That's why we see so much isolate right now, because there's a lot of hot stuff. We got shipping problems. We got all different types of problems in supply chain. Merchant processing. People in this room, who's in this room trying to build a product or a brand? Anybody? Okay? One of the things you may have to go through is merchant processing problems. You got testing problems. I got testing problems right now of buying different type of cannabinoid iterations and trying to figure out, hey, especially on powder formats, you know, what kind of testing they went through to get the numbers, because the numbers are not matching. Packaging and labeling. You heard about earlier on, right? What am I allowed to say on my packaging? What am I allowed to label on my packaging? Is my product a food or a supplement? That's a lot of gray areas. Marketing. You heard the lady, you know, how do I advertise this on social media? We all know that, you know, Facebook doesn't allow it. Some other type of big, Google doesn't allow it. So how do I market it? Research and education. A lot of people want to get involved with like a nutritional product when there's like a whole bunch of double-blind studies done only in the United States, not in Israel or in other countries. So you can focus on the uncertainties, or you can focus on the opportunities. Now you're going, hey George, that's the same thing I saw on uncertainty. It is. So think about it. Not everybody in this room has to build their own product. Okay, now everybody in the room has to do the extraction. Maybe you have competencies, maybe you're a CPA, maybe you're a researcher. You know, we're building an ecosystem so quickly in the CBD industry is that whatever you're good at, whatever you're passionate right now, before you got into CBD, you can
participate and be an ambassador within the CBD hemp revolution by plugging in to other companies that are growing really, really quickly. So, I'm a co-packer first, and you know what? If you're in this room, you're looking for a finished product, I'm going to talk to you about how to get a happy ending, all right, on getting the right product. And to get the happy ending is that you have to do the right research. And this is why you're in this room right now. Does that make sense? To listen to the speakers, but also after you listen to the speakers, if somebody rings true to your heart, connect with them. Connect with the people that's on at the booths. The information in this is in this room for helping you develop what you want to do within the hemp industry. Almost every single nutritional product I've ever seen, there's like 4 phases. 4 phases, okay? I've seen it in like acai, turmeric, all these other type of iterations out there, medicinal mushrooms. It starts with foundation, right? And then it goes to critical mass, then momentum, then stability. A lot of people in this room is going, George, I wish I would have known about this like 5 years ago and got started with this. You know what? In the beginning stages of the foundation, they're like explorers, okay? And a lot of times when explorers go to a new continent, you know what happens? They get shot. They get killed. They get wiped out. Does that make sense? Not everybody in this room has the constitution to survive, like FDA saying, hey, we don't like hemp clothing in stores. We don't like what you're saying with this type of product. So the absolute pioneers in the beginning, they had to go through all those challenges. In my opinion, right now, we're right at critical mass. Yes, you heard the panel ahead of time. They're saying it'll be awesome, awesome, when DC gets clear stipulations on ingestibles, because CVS, Walmart, Walgreens, Amazon, all these guys are going to come into play. Does that make sense? But when all those guys come into play, you know what Jeff Bezos, the richest man in the United States and the world, says? He owns Amazon, and he says, you know what? Your margin is my opportunity. So you're going, well, what does that mean? What I implore you right now is that if you are wanting to participate in hemp, okay, you take action. Whatever notes you're taking right now, whatever connections you're doing right now, when you get out of here, you take massive action. Because Warren Buffett says that you cannot beat compound interest. You cannot beat time. Does that make sense? So in my opinion, we're on critical mass right now. So if you got an idea for farming, you got an idea for extraction, you got an idea for supply chain, you got an idea for your own product, it is time to double down and go faster. Put more energy into it, put more time into it, because you need to build your brand. You need to build your equity. You need to build your mastermind very, very quickly before, in my opinion, DC gets clarification. Once DC gets clarification, how are you going to separate your brand from the pack? Do you understand what I'm saying? This is the most opportune time to do that, where you can build a brand and really, really rise when the momentum phase hits. So, if you're looking for a co-packer, some things I'm going to tell you that's good, you need to look at their certifications, okay? There are a lot of manufacturers right now, tons, okay, like 30,000 plus manufacturers. Things you can look at for dietary supplements: NSF certification, UL certification, ISO certification, SGS certification, state GMP certifications. You know, everybody's gonna tell you they're FDA registered. That's mandatory. Does that make sense? And everybody's gonna tell you, hey, we're self-certified GMP. But for the majority of the bigger companies out there who co-pack nutritional products, they take it to the next step and they go get additional GMPs. That's third party. This is something that I implore you that you do research on your co-packer. If you're looking at a food product, you're looking at GFSI regulations, you're looking for like BRIC or SQF certifications. And the next trend you'll see is organic, kosher, halal, because we're gonna polarize. We're going to start branching out in different type of iterations. And then if you're looking for testing at CBD houses, try as best as possible to figure out if your CBD testing house has ISO 17025. Making your CBD product unique. Things that you've seen already in the trend is you see extra milligrams, you see extra different extraction methods, you see different delivery systems, right? Later on, what you'll see is function-specific type iterations. You'll see differences on packaging, and you'll see minor cannabinoids and terpenes rise. This is the cycle I've seen with so many other type of herbals, including ginseng. And at the end of the day, guys, CBD eventually will be another herbal supplement. You've already seen the prices coming down. You got to prepare yourself, and you got to iterate before the giants come in if you have your own brand. There's nothing better than connecting with people at the show. Does that make sense? To get the energy. And that's why I recommend going research at expos, going research on ag events. That's the first time I discovered CBD, by going to a UT conference at UTK to figure out what the farmers are saying about the extractors, to figure out if you got the best CBD possible. Lastly, guys, who in here one more time is from Tennessee? Guys, I'm going to tell you, this event is only going to grow bigger. It's only going to grow bigger, all right? So the last thing you want to do is you leave this room and you go, oh, I got all kinds of information, I feel so excited, but you don't implement. Does that make sense? You got to implement to get on this hemp revolution, because it's just absolutely riveting and changing and transforming people's lives for the better in so many ways possible. So I just implore you, talk to people about this opportunity. If you're in Tennessee, bring other people that you want to join teams with to the event tomorrow, because, hey, friends don't let friends miss him. God bless you guys.